Welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Hilka and I'm an empath, and I just like to do these little talks on how I feel about things. And I don't know, I kind of feel like a whole palette of paint. I've been known to dabble in the artistic realms, so I feel like a big old palette of paint, like Bob Ross would use, and painting his fluffy clouds. I'm gonna stab myself in the eye if I'm not being careful of where my hands are. Put those down. Anyway, and every color is an emotion, a different emotion, and for every color, there's a vibration, a frequency. That's how I think of harmonic convergence. When people say those two words together, that's what it makes me think of. And everybody has their own vibration. Everybody's got their own tune, and where they direct that vibe, high or low. Some people have a broader spectrum. Some people have a wide range. Some people go from low to high, high to low. As long as you know how to keep it in check. Not all low notes are bad. For every bad thing that has ever happened, every terrible situation that has ever happened, strength has been gained. The wisdom has been offered. People accept it. It's up to them, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, I wonder what Gemini's doing right now, because I study. I follow so much astrology, and different astrologies follow different teachers, and different teachers have all different kinds of frame of reference, and I follow so many that I don't even hang on to like what they're saying. I just absorb it and kind of try and know it, because I can't, because I follow Western and Vedic. And the chick that entered, the woman the lady that entered, I can't even, she makes my mouth do stupid things, that introduced me to Vedic is, she's a reader named Heidi, and she's doing other stuff these days. To my knowledge, she hasn't put a video out probably 6 months, and she, was put in my frame and to teach me about Vedic astrology, and she did, and then she just, kind of dipped out. And I send her messages every now and again, but, she lives on the other side of the country, and I respect the fact that, she doesn't, if you're not in her close proximity, you're not in her world. And one day I would like to put myself in her close proximity. I would really like to meet her. She, maybe I'll run, I'm not big on the, I don't know. I think I'm about to get big into conferences. I used to be big into conferences in a different kind of way. I just got a little skittish, but, I got a lot of bow ties. And, I'm pretty comfortable I've been all over the world all by myself, so. And I ain't never had a home, so how can I get lost? Anyway, Heidi, one of the first comments that I said to her is, because I graduated from CVHS in 1992, and I instantly was drawn to her. I have a freaking crazy crush on her, and still do. And she makes my mouth and my brain disconnect from each other sometimes, like I said. And I said that, CVHS class of 92, and I had said that I would go back in time to go in high school. Wasn't even rad for me, because my name's Marge and I was large, and Pee Wee Herman came out during my painful years. And so it really sucked. But I told her I'd go back and do that all over again, just to, if I could know her and ask her to go to prom. Even if she turned me down, I don't care. Anyway, I bet if I flew on the other side of the country, on the eastern side of the world, that maybe she'd freed up some time. I like coffee, and her sister has a coffee shop. Maybe I'd meet her at the coffee shop. Who knows? I'm pretty good at coming up with ideas and then manifesting. I haven't ever had an idea that I haven't accomplished yet that I didn't really wholeheartedly believe in. And, well, it was meant to be because most of them have all happened, you know. Even up against some pretty insurmountable odds. But anyway, Heidi, I was on her radar for a second, and Heidi V. Vandenberg. I remember that because my father's side of the family is down by San Luis Obispo and Santa Maria and Vandenberg Air Force Base, and that's how I remember her last name. Anyway, she did a reading for me one time. She just threw, and I can't find the conversation, so it's kind of lost, but I saved the documents, and I was going through them today. And it struck a bell because I was listening to a talk about Gandantas. Anyway, evidently, of all the stuff I skimmed over, I'm just like, if people just read their charts, it's like an instruction book to themselves. It's like, I do this because I'm supposed to do that. It says it right here. I'm just acting like I'm supposed to. Anyway, only thing I wrote down is I got Venus as the 5th and 12th Lord, whatever that means. I know I got Venus. I could go on and on and on. I'm just knocking stuff off. Ooh, my telekinesis must be firing up, you know. Anyway, so I was going through the reading that she did, and it was Venus is the woman with the loot. Makes me think of loot, going ready in rodeo days, going and looking for the loot. Wonder if they still do that. Probably. It's probably big and huge, and there's probably too many people to go and hang out. But what do? Just suit up and show up. Yep. Spread your little rays of sunshine all over you, wherever you want to go. Anyway, I bet they have a lot of really cool farmers markets and stuff like there these days. I don't know. See, it's all about balance right now, and I'm trying not to act in obsessive kind of ways. So I put myself on a Zillow restriction. Yep. I'm not looking at Zillow for at least, well, I'll give myself some allowance because it is, you know, I'm going to need some distractions to after a while, maybe. So maybe I'll give myself a ±2 leeway. But I've been looking at real estate because when I get an idea, I get fixed on it and I just kind of go. But see, the astrology says you really got to be careful right now because you don't want to be the frog that you're jumping from the lily pad into the mouth of something that's going to eat you. So you got to be careful about big plans that you make. I know Mercury's about to retrograde, and I can always taste my feelings. I have those old-timey poor people feelings. I don't know, I'm sure there's some conspiracy theory somewhere that thinks that they're tracking devices. Whatever. It's whatever you're into, man. Anyway, so this whole point thing, this whole trajectory that I was going on, getting kind of long, is that the astrology right now, and it's cool, is that, you know, I tried to watch the celebration out of respect for the people that have lost their lives, and whether I believe in the reasons why they lost them or not, it's neither. I don't want to get emotional. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna cry live. See, this is what it's okay for people to do now. Is that when you feel things, that it's best that you feel them and let them flow through you. It's the resistance. It's when people stop letting themselves feel and sucking it up and being brave and putting on your big girl britches or whatever kind of terminology you want to use. Put on, you know, it's the emotional heart connections that people are having. And they're having to have them because technology is failing. Technology is failing in a big way, and I think it'll sort out when people sort themselves out. I'm pretty confident in that. I know the ideas that I have are just going pew, 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 and I know I ain't the only one. Look at them all over the place. Anyway, my point, I got derailed about, I started to watch the celebration, and then I just started adding up the numbers of how much money was being wasted, and then it was taken away from, and I couldn't listen to what was being said, so I checked out. I did talk to, but seeing a lot of this is like people's DNAs too. Like I didn't know I was Native American for sure until the end of 2018, because my mom, it was verified with her. People, I guess, were for sure that I always knew, and I was like, no, mom was adopted, so you don't know. Possibilities are endless. And my aunt on my father's side, she had done one done, and there was no Native American in there, and lo and behold, Loretta, yep, like 31%. Wow. Anyway, so people's DNA, they're like, it's waking up. They're just, if you don't know who you are and what your spirit is truly supposed to represent, now is the time that the astrology is waking you up. It's waking you up. And people are not, some people don't like to wake up real good. I don't like to. I am pretty good at it, but I don't like to. I've been made to learn to adapt and then get up and go. When I was in the Air Force and I lived, it was a 12-minute, I had it down to a 12-minute drive, because I always strategize everything. I always plan for location, where I want to live. I'm very pragmatic, someone once told me, and then I had to look it up. But that, yeah, pragmatic. And so I had it from the Offutt Air Force Base to the duplex that I lived in, it was like a 14-minute drive. If I go home at lunchtime and let my dog out halfway through the day. And then my train of thought derailed. I was pragmatic. I plan for things. It's gone. What time am I? I'm at 13. I'm kind of late. It's kind of long, and my head does really freaking hurt. But you know what? That's what I wanted to talk about, is holding out to outcomes, holding on to outcomes. Don't do that right now. Don't, unless it's for your good, unless it's for your higher good. Only think about stuff that's going to advance you right now. Places that you want to go, places that you want to be. Do not by any means stop thinking about how much you hate where you are. Don't do that right now. Just focus good stuff. Focus on make your dreams big right now. Stuff that are really not of this earth. Because we're about, depending on who the teachers are and whatnot, and their educational system, we're either on the verge of the age of Aquarius, we're in the age of Aquarius, or the age of Aquarius is our whatever. It doesn't matter. The energies here, and which the energies are not of this planet. They're not. So I really behoove to just whatever, just dream big and positive, and try and keep fears away from you, because those like energies attract like, and I don't know. And there's an update yesterday, and that's what I think that happens when there's a big old. And I was in IT. I still am. I guess I'll go back to it when I get a place where Mom's set up, and there's no stairs, and there's a backyard for the DOGs that can just come in and out as they please, and they're safe, and I can go back to work. Whatever, I'll have that option to do that, or I can, do that. take off freaking viruses off somebody's computer. It'll take me a couple hours. I'll do it $40. You know, people on a budget. They need. That's what I'm doing. Snap next too. My photography, because they need. You know, people on a budget and that make an hourly wage. They want prom pictures and stuff too. You know, and I'll barter. That's the thing that's cool, is I'll barter. You know, kid wants some. You know, detail my or wash my truck or whatever, you know, I don't know. I have never washed the big red truck. That was probably not a good example. Maybe I'll start washing the big red truck, and that would be a good opportunity for a kid that gets pretty nice, you know, senior portraits. Stuff like that. That's how I see it, the world coming back around to stuff like that. And, you know, technology, it's glitchy. I think it's glitchier, like, the more ungrounded I am, I break stuff. I'm one of those slaters, electronic slaters. I've seen articles, and that's where they've called them before. I go through a lot of light bulbs. I break stuff. That's why I don't like when I don't touch things when I get angry, because like just weird stuff happens. So I don't like when I'm mad and I get frustrated. I don't put my hands on my babies, because accidents happen all the time. Accidents happen, and I just don't want to live in the vibration of how I would feel if I hurt one of anything I ever loved. So when I get mad, I don't touch things. So that's how people know I'm a peaceful sort, you know. And look at my record. And I put hands on people out of self-defense, and I will. Oh, absolutely. Don't think just because. Let's not confuse things here. Just because, you know, no self-defense, that's a different story entirely. That's a fun show to watch entirely all by itself. Anyway, it's the 4th of July, and I'm trying not to tie an outcome or an emotion on how I should kind of feel today. I got to talk to one of my favorite guys in the whole world, Mr. Iski, today, and that was a good thing. He wished me happy 4th, and I said, happy 4th to you. And it's the connections that people are having, those positive vibes, and people are putting their phones down because technology's not working, and you know the feeds are, everything's glitchy. And I think that a lot of that is because there's unrest with people, and the unrest that people have is showing up in the world. But you know what? It's settling down. It's settling down because people really want peace. People want peace. And I've been watching Veronica Mars, and because I've been watching Veronica Mars, I'm watching and Kristen, I don't know her last name. She's been on my radar before here and there because I started to watch The Good Place for about 5 minutes. Then I got sidetracked with others. There's other stuff, you know. There's always something better. You always find something better you like. Something takes your attention away. It's always something better. But I've been watching interviews of hers, and like I would love to hang out with her 3-year-old kid, and I bet I could find out why she says that. I bet I watched an interview where the kid is like, like where the kid gets so mad, she's just like, I want to, you know, I'll kill you, and then it's just gonna be us and Daddy, and it's but the interview, I'm not even doing it right, but I want to hang out because I could get to the reason why I know, because I remember saying stuff like that when I was a kid. Not that you want, because people used to say things like, oh, I love you to death. Well, I think in literal terms. And then I think, well, you know, I wonder if Mom was sleeping and I came in and I gave her a hug and I hugged her so hard I accidentally choked her. I guess, is that what they mean by loving someone to death? And then as I get older, that interpretation definitely changed. But heck, when I was little, I used to think that I didn't drink enough water because I thought that the water on your hair, on bodily hair, water grew from drinking water, or I don't know, things kids come up with. But I wonder how much stuff that is really true. Anyway, I'm about done for now. I just got all nostalgic, you know, today, not because it Well, it is kind of Independence Day. Interdependence. People are becoming interdependent today. Yeah, more so because people are going with inside, and that. I don't know. We're doing a pretty good job of respectful, maybe, or they'd rather, not have their forests and potentially towns and homes burnt down. Fireworks are becoming less important. I'm not a fan. Post-traumatic stress is a vibration that is very, very real to very many people for a lot of reasons, and animals too. And I hope one day that there are fireworks that just don't make any sound. And if you want to listen to it, then you put on the headphones if you want to hear the pops. Don't make everybody else drown that out, because less and less people like all that noise. Yep. Hope y'all have a rad evening. Peace.